That's the sound of your current hype level at the gas pump. But brace yourself for something fuel nominal, because Unleaded 88 is about to take the hype to a whole new level. Unleaded 88 is cheaper, cleaner, and greener than regular unleaded. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, brought to you by Iowa Corn.
Hello and welcome to Dungeon Punks. My name is Lee Eldridge, and today we are going to be concluding our Brindlewood Bay adventure, Jingle Bell Shock. With me today are...
Phil Seablack, and I am playing Muriel LaFleche.
I'm Taylor Ramon, and I'm playing Delilah Beauregard.
Hey, I'm Stu Pop, and I'm playing Sally Donnelly, retired NASA engineer.
I'm Mel Shim. I am playing Babs. Sorry, I don't have a last name, but Babs the Professor.
Babs, PhD.
Barbara. It's Babs is plural.
Yeah. That's why she's Babs.
I didn't realize you didn't have a last name last time. I forgot. In any case, when last we left off, you were investigating the murder of Amelia Hawthorne, rich elderly lady who has lived in Brindlewood Bay for decades. She never married, and we haven't met him yet, but she lives with her beloved Pekingese Chestnut IV. She was seemingly strangled in her bedroom with her pearls. Although that might not be the case, we will find out. Maybe that's just a cover. We left Babs and Sally in the kitchen. Delilah was making her way back to the foyer to talk to more suspects. And
I was
Muriel
in the Christmas room.
was in the Christmas room. Now, Muriel, when last we left you had triggered a void clue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty unsettling since you said that you do believe in tarot a little bit. You've got some kind of woo-woo beliefs, perhaps.
It's definitely how Sally has described them at some point.
No, I just have, my eyes are open.
So
The third eye.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that triggers the day move. You encountered something scary or unnerving. So make a roll with composure, please.
Ooh, just barely a 7.
A 7. All right. So on the day move with a 7 to 9, I will tell you how your actions will leave you vulnerable, or you can choose to back down or go through with it. You're just trying to keep your composure. So you did succeed. I am going to say, however, that how does that make you feel?
Troubled, for sure. Particularly because there's something more nefarious happening than meets the eye. So perhaps this is not just a simple murder after all.
You take condition unnerved.
Cool.
Now, Delilah, you're making your way back to the foyer. What would you like to do there?
Delilah's gonna walk over to Everett and
I was hoping you might say that.
and she's gonna be like, "Oh my, I feel so weak right now after seeing that dead body. Do you mind if I sit with you, or you can give me a chair? You're just such a young, strapping lad. I need someone to help me stay upright."
Of course, ma'am. No problem. And he leads you into the dining room where you can sit down.
Great.
The dining room, there's a table that seats 12. A curio cabinet is filled with Hummel figurines. There's a loaded bar cart there as well, which also seems to be untouched. What do you see in the dining room that shows just how lonely Amelia truly was?
All the seats, the 12 seats, are like really dusty, and they have the decorative things hanging off of it, and they're just all hanging there. Just everything's real dusty in there.
I'm going to add to that and say that there's one seat at the end of the table that looks like Amelia actually uses.
Yeah.
And the one next to it has a little dog bowl sitting on the table, and like a booster seat for Chestnut.
That's adorable.
So she usually eats dinner with Chestnut.
Oh.
You sit down at the end of the table with Everett, and he takes your hand and he's got very strong, warm hands. Has a strong, warm smile. He's one of those, he is an actor, obviously. And he says, "Trust me, everyone in this room except me, because I'm rich as fuck, wants to know how much Aunt Amelia left them in their will. Knowing her, she left every red penny to Chestnut the Fourth, and all the other chestnuts to come."
You really think she would leave all the money to the dog when, she does seem to care about her family. She has been supporting y'all. Well, maybe not you, but supporting the rest of them for years.
That might be true, but, appearances can be deceiving. Make a meddling move. With presence, please.
Oh no, I got 0 in presence. So that's a 8.
Everett finds you moderately charming.
Ooh.
And it sounds like he wants to talk. He's a bit of a talker, this one. He tells you that he overheard an argument between Amelia and her lawyers. He couldn't tell exactly what it was about. It did seem that it might have been something about her will, whether someone's getting cut out or she was changing it. He's not entirely sure. But I guess she was on the phone in the kitchen, and she must have heard him coming because she cut off the conversation quite quickly.
Okay. Since he's open to talking, I'm not going to ask him about the dog again because, where is that dog, by the way? I haven't seen a little pooch running around.
Chestnut has his own room. So if he's not with Amelia, he's definitely in there.
Because I was just with Amelia. He was not in there. Okay, well, one more thing to ask you before maybe I inspect Chestnut's room just to see what that little... Maybe that's where the will's hiding, if truly everything was left to her. But if possible, I want to ask you, and she reaches into her Birkin purse, and she's like, do you recognize any of this, not the naughty cards, but that would be so awkward. Oh, yes, he's like, I modeled for some of them.
That'd be weird.
That'd be so weird. Do you happen to recognize whose bills that these must belong to? Because I didn't mean to be snooping, but I was looking around to see if there was any clues around to see who, if it was a strangulation, still trying to get to the root of who done it.
Okay. I think we're going to come back to that.
Okay. And I feel up his arm.
Okay.
Well,
he's into it.
Yeah, nice. I do look younger than I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go to Babs and Sally. What are you guys doing?
I wanted to use my encyclopedia and can I inspect the wreath? If there's just look in it to see if there's any clues as to why there's only poisoned
I'm going to say that that's not immediately evident.
Okay.
But...
Or I can deploy pizza to go sniff out a clue.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Let's do that.
Okay.
In conjunction with the pizza thing, I was curious if maybe we can use pizza to seek out the dog.
Sure,
Lots of mentions of the dog, but we haven't seen the dog. The automatic feeder is going off. And I'm wondering if it's just filling up and there's no...
Oh, pizza is definitely interested in the food.
Okay. Make a meddling move with advantage for using pizza.
Okay.
So you roll 3 and then you take the top 2.
Oh, okay.
Plus... I keep forgetting what all the abilities are.
Composure, vitality, reason.
With, I don't know, what do you guys think?
Presence for
Presence?
herding
Yeah.
a cat?
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Nice.
No?
So 9 plus 1, 10.
10. Perfect. You succeed. So pizza kind of runs around. Is pizza off leash right now, or do you keep him on leash?
Pizza is off leash. We're
Okay.
inside. Yeah.
Pizza sniffs around. This is a very intelligent cat. Almost dog-like. And pizza leads you out of the kitchen and upstairs along the hallway past Amelia's bedroom and pause at a closed door. Would you like to open the door?
Sticks
Yes.
the hand under it like cats do, yeah.
Yep.
The
You
door's
can-
locked. I've got my multi-tool.
You can check if it's locked.
Okay.
Or rattle the handle.
It appears to be open. You
Okay.
can open the door.
We're going in.
Okay.
Still,
You
I've
have
got
reached-
I've got the knife out on the multi-tool.
The chestnut room. The stale, nutty smell of dog biscuits reaches your nose. Chestnut the Fourth is sitting on a silky poof, holding court with all of his toys. A tiny Christmas tree is decorated with dog ornaments.
It's adorable.
So to paint the scene, this is a room kind of on the front of the house, and it is a temple dedicated to chestnuts 1 to 3, as well as 4. What do you see that shows how much Amelia loved her precious Pekingese dogs?
Oh, they're all, what's it called when you stuff dead animals again?
Taxidermy?
Yes.
Oh, they're taxidermied and up on
Yes.
shelves?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ooh, dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not even just up on shelves. I feel like they're in those like little like cases that look like almost like an altar kind of case.
Yeah. Okay. I was
It
going
is
to
a
say
shrine.
paintings, but no, these are.
Yeah, I was going to
she
say like
has.
a mural maybe, but
No,
like,
she has money. She's stuffing those dogs.
Yep.
That's
She
so
loved them so much she never wanted them to leave her. So you see
There's
chestnuts.
one ready for 4.
Chestnut, the 4th is not that old, actually. So someone's going to have to take care of him. Perhaps he will be provided for in the will. But, yep, Chestnut, the 4th is there. And you succeeded on your check. So Pizza runs over to one wall and starts kind of like sniffing around and pawing at the wall. If you go over there, you can see there's a seam and you find a secret crawl space.
Interesting.
Ooh, that's actually what I was
Does
thinking.
Chestnut react to us at all?
Chestnut like looks up at you and kind of goes,
My dog does that all the time when she's trying to get our attention. Just huffs at us.
yeah,
Doesn't
kinda
bark.
huffs at you.
I
Doesn't
huff
react to the
back.
cat. Chestnut seems to be very sedate, or perhaps sedated.
I wanted to actually, while you're checking out the crawl space, I'll check out Chestnut. I would like look in his. Maybe we should switch. Actually, since you're the ornithologist, you would know animals.
just
Check
birds.
his like eyes if they're like dilated or signs of being actually sedated. I'll crawl into the crawl space. Reminds me of my time working on the space shuttle.
Okay, I am going to. It's dark in there.
Okay.
It's dark and it's dusty and you can't see anything. So I am going to ask you to trigger the night move.
Okay.
So what happens with the night move is that you are going to tell me what you're afraid might happen if you fail or lose your nerve. And I'm going to tell you how that is going to be worse.
Okay.
Wow.
I am worried that if I fail at this, I think I maybe have a memory of someone working on a thing and they got like stuck in a corridor and like something like crushed one of their arms, like a piece of machinery moved.
Okay,
So
you made it pretty bad. You don't have to go like that bad if you don't want to.
because you're making it worse.
I'm going to make it worse. Yeah. Maybe you just have a fear of small spaces.
Yeah. I like the reverse of agoraphobia. I like outer space.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
tight spaces, not so much.
So because you are somewhat claustrophobic, I'm going to say if you fail this move, you trigger something and the door is going to shut.
Okay.
So roll the night move with composure. You have condition. What was your condition again?
Shaken and chilled.
Okay. I'm going to say that because you were already a bit shaken, you're going to have to roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Why were they chilled? Did they actually go outside or were they
Yeah.
just in the kitchen?
They went outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
can I use a cozy little place item to cancel out that
You
disadvantage?
can do that.
I would like to pull up my Texas Instruments calculator and use the light, like a screen, as like a flashlight. in here.
Perfect. I love it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
love it.
roll with just the 2 dice.
Okay.
And composure.
So that is a 9.
Great. Okay. So you do what you intended to do or you hold steady. There's a complication. I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to use one of my reactions. And actually, I wanted to use this with Stu because I think it's an improv.
Okay.
We're going to do something that's called cut to commercial. Because this is meant to pay homage to TV shows that inspired the game, Brindlewood Bay is essentially a TV show. So you didn't miss, but it is a complication. So I'm going to say, let's cut to commercial before we actually narrate how it goes. And I'm going to give you a prompt, and you have to do a short commercial for that prompt.
Okay.
And then you will have full success on the roll. So I would like you to give me a commercial for Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Pizza Farm.
Okay. I think we see a like kind of washed out, almost like black and white, like gray city street, and like some tumbleweeds go by, and these like 3 kids are like walking down, like kicking rocks and stuff, and they look like they don't have much to do. It's like they're like, man, it's so boring. There's nothing to do. And then a cartoon raccoon?
It's a raccoon. Calamity Raccoon.
Cartoon raccoon, like dressed in cowboy stuff, jumps out and like fires off like 2 cartoon pistols. Like, hey kids, Calamity Raccoon's like, you look mighty bored. Why don't you come on down for some pizza at Calamity Raccoon's, whatever the pizza place is called.
Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Pizza Farm.
Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Pizza Farm. It's on an actual farm.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. We've got a petting zoo. And it shows the absolute eldritch horror that is a petting zoo consisting of only raccoons.
Grabby little hands everywhere.
Yeah. Do you have to sign a waiver in case you get like rabies or something?
Yeah, there's that dude that did the like Hot Wheels commercials. There's like speed Micro Machines commercial speed reading out the like terms and conditions of life.
Calamity Raccoon's
Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Farm is not responsible for any injuries, bites, or rabies.
Okay, that's perfect.
I'm bored. Me too. There's nothing to do in this crummy town. Hiya, kids. Calamity Raccoon. You look mighty bored. Why don't you come on down for some pizza at Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Pizza Farm?
Pew pew.
It's on an actual farm. We've got a petting zoo. Calamity Raccoon's Good Time Family Pizza Farm is not responsible for any bites, scratches, rabies, dismemberment, death, food poisoning, or sticky hands. Just off Highway 97 in Penticton.
Seen it all. I'm just happy to know someone's middle name. I'm happy to stand back and watch it all. I watched you grow up in a year or two. All your second guesses relate to me, and I wanna give you whatever. She's walking on water to you. She could be a good mother to you, and it always comes circling back to you, babe, Catherine. There's humor in secrets and whirlwinds, and as the tornado comes touching down in a city where I've never been, I watch as you count every blessing. Baby, it's gonna be okay. I'll never stop loving you, and I'm walking on water to you. I just wanna see what you can do with the words in your mouth like glue. Catherine, you see the beauty in everything, and you hear me vulnerable crying. You hold my hand through all the wreckage. The world that you wrote left me breathless. Will you help me weather this storm? My ship's leaving harbor like yours. I wanna believe for the first time you're a far away home to me, and I'm walking on water to you. I'm broken
So we cut back to our show, and Sally, you have full success. So you, using the flashlight on your Texas Instruments graphing calculator, you go into the little hidden crawl space, and you can see that it's not actually as large as, it doesn't go as far as you thought it did. In the dark, it looked like it was just stretching on to nowhere. And you find a stack of old yearbooks, actually. There's a bunch of other random crap in here. It seems like it's being used for storage. But the yearbook on top is a yearbook from Amelia, Thomas, and Jimmy's high school days.
Okay.
It appears to be, let's say it's their senior yearbook.
All right. I wouldn't mind like looking through that and seeing if there's anything like written around their pictures or anything like that.
For sure. We will come back to that. And we haven't heard from Muriel in a little while.
Yeah, so I think Muriel, after kind of being a little bit unnerved by her tarot reading, takes some time to kind of regain her composure, and then now realizing that she's alone in the Christmas room.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you're not alone.
I'm not alone?
Jimmy is still sitting in one of the chairs. It seems he's kind of semi-lucid. He's probably pretty drunk.
Okay.
So you can kind of shake him awake if you want to.
Okay, so if he is present, then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to kind of wander over to him, just like maybe like make sure he's not dead or something.
Yeah, you shake his arm. Jimmy is a red-faced, jowly kind of man. He's inexplicably wearing a New England Patriots sweater.
Oh.
You shake his arm, he's like, ding dong, the witch is dead. And looks at you. Who are you?
Yeah, I'm like kind of repulsed by this man a little bit, but I'm going to ask, who's the witch?
Amelia. She's dead. Some more whiskey. If you want to get anything else out of him, you're going to have to make a meddling move.
Yeah. Is there a bar cart nearby? We've noticed that a lot of the bar carts have been untouched.
Is,
but
yes.
What about this one?
This one appears to be untouched. It's fully stocked.
Why are there so many bar carts around?
It's a good question.
It's a big house.
I wonder, I wander over to the bar cart, and then before I pour a drink or whatever, I ask Jimmy, what you been drinking, Jimmy?
He pulls a flask out of his pocket.
Okay.
And waves it at you, and then takes another swig.
Okay, I see.
You might not have much time to question him.
Yeah.
Before he passes out
before
again.
he passes out. I'm just going to ask him a question and say, as he's mentioning the witch, ding dong, the witch is dead, Amelia, and so on. I'm going to say, who would have done something so terrible?
He hiccups and make a meddling move, please, with presence.
Ooh, that's a 6.
6.
I fail.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. He passes out.
Shoot. Okay.
You don't get to question him anymore.
Okay.
And then Delilah is in the dining room still?
Yep. I'm with the handsome actor.
The hunk.
Famous handsome actor Everett Hawthorne.
Earlier when I was talking to him about the bills, I wonder if I can use my Maven move to appear younger as a benefit. So maybe my role would be an advantage asking that meddling question because I'm younger and I look pretty young and I'm flirting with him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So that's like an extra die?
Mm-hmm. You're going to take the top 2.
6 and a 2, so that's an 8.
Okay. Add your presence.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay. Cool. So you do find something. He gets up from the chair and goes over. There's a fireplace in the dining room, and he says, I don't know if you've seen this, but he pulls a portrait down from the, or picture off of the mantelpiece from the dining room, and there's a Hawthorne family portrait. One person has been cut out of it.
But I can't, like looking at it immediately, I can't exactly tell because I just met these people, or...
He says, no, you can tell. That's my grandpa, Thomas. You can tell by his pants. And his shoes. He's always wearing those shoes. But...
That's the investor brother, right?
Yes. So he reiterates that Thomas was cut out of their parents' will.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that it's strange. I don't really understand why they would only leave all the money to Amelia, because she didn't have a business or anything, but Thomas made all the investments for Amelia. And Everett also tells you that he's not super close to his grandfather, but every once in a while he would hear an offhanded comment Thomas would kind of mutter under his breath about how he would have done things differently and if he hadn't been cut out of the will, he would have been able to make those investments for himself.
You don't rightly know why he was cut out of the will to begin with.
No, it's a family secret. It's
but he was still
quite the mystery, really.
Amelia still entrusted him with some of her fortune.
Yes, but he never had the full control over it. Amelia was always the signatory, the last kind of word on everything.
So he couldn't.
And Amelia, she always seemed to want to control everybody with her money.
So he couldn't have just pissed away her whole fortune without her knowing it. I see. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not quite a good reason to cut him out.
And if Amelia had pissed away the whole fortune, then Thomas would have known. So
just doesn't make sense with these unpaid bills, because it seems like Thomas would have still had access to some money, and Amelia.
He says, "Oh, can I see those?" And looks at the stack of bills. This looks like there's plane tickets in here, and I don't know. Because you got an 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still not sure who those bills belong to. Where did you find these?
Oh, well, I was looking for clues, and I found them in your great auntie's dresser.
Strange. You know what? I gotta go check on my dad, and he leaves. Let's cut back to the chestnut room. Sally and Babs.
Did you want to check out the dog first to see if
there's something
wrong with it?
With the dog? Sure, I'll do that. I'll go over the dog.
Well, I'm extricating myself from the crawl space.
Tight space.
Okay. Roll to check out dog.
Okay.
Roll to meddle.
Okay.
Oh.
Damn.
Okay.
You know everything about this dog.
Chestnut seems a little out of it. Maybe somebody sedated Chestnut to keep him out of the way. Amelia went everywhere with this dog. This dog was like your cat, basically.
Yeah, so why was the dog in the room and not by the body?
Yeah.
That seems strange.
Indeed. Yeah, you're also going to trigger a void clue, which I will give you shortly.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the clue for that is that...
Maybe we can bring the dog with us and see if it reacts to anyone.
Okay, so you get the clue Chestnut was sedated. Got a lot of clues, so we're getting towards kind of the time when we might start theorizing.
Okay.
But, Stu, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I'd like to look through the yearbook.
Flip through the yearbook, see if you find anything there?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's any clues, because it's about the old folks. See if there's any clues of to the mystery of why was Thomas cut over the will? Maybe there's something that might open that door a little bit. This would just be a metal move?
Yep.
Ooh, okay. That's an 11.
Okay, that is a success. I think you find, because you don't know anything about Thomas's wife, Caroline's mother. So you find a picture of Thomas and his high school sweetheart. And you can kind of piece together that, because obviously the Hawthornes were quite a rich family. At the time, maybe his high school sweetheart was from the wrong side of the tracks. So if she was poor. Yeah. And there's maybe a note in there kind of talking about how he wanted to marry her anyway, and that was kind of what led to him being cut out of the will. He was disinherited because he wanted to marry the wrong woman. His parents
did they end up getting married?
They did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Somehow you piece this together. You stumble upon it.
Maybe she looks like Caroline.
Yeah.
Spitting image of her
Spitting
mother.
image of her mother. Okay.
And you've read all those books, those murder mystery books, so you know.
And Sense and Sensibility. So basically Thomas was disinherited because he chose to marry. Maybe they were quite young, and maybe she got pregnant, and he married her anyway.
Pregnante.
Mm-hmm.
What did happen to her?
I like half an idea of how to trigger the Gold Crown Mysteries move here.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool if we could do that.
Yeah, what
But
would you like to do?
Well, this reminds me of something that happened to Amanda Delacourt.
What do you want to get a better roll on this one, or what are you trying to do with it?
Oh, okay. So I mean, it's
So it's like if you were gonna make a roll, you could
if I was
use
gonna
that.
make a roll.
You could use that to just auto succeed, basically.
Yeah. So you did succeed on that, but
I could get a 12 plus.
you could get a 12 plus. Maybe I'd give you another clue. I do owe you a void clue. Those don't help with the mystery, but they are fun. Or you can save this for something else.
Yeah. Because I'm like halfway to a theorize also, but I don't want to necessarily jump there yet.
I think we loosely have we have means, potentially motive.
I have an idea maybe for like to use it if we want to go and try and use the dog to see if the dog reacts to someone, then I could use this move.
Yeah. I have an idea maybe for that as well. So here's my thought.
Okay.
Is I would like to, when it came around to me, I would want to possibly talk to Thomas, maybe even kind of like confront him a little bit. And maybe we could kind of, at this point, sort of reconvene, exchange clues with each other, and then potentially do a kind of gold crown move with the dog and be like, this reminds me of that time there was like the dog like recognized the murderer and like smelled something out and then
Start barking.
and then something happened, like the murderer freaked out or like dropped something and
Okay. So it sounds like you want to get everybody back together.
yeah.
So let's jump forward slightly. Where would you like to reconvene with your fellow Mavens?
Maybe in the kitchen because no one seemed to be go in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you two come back downstairs. You grab
Chestnut.
Delilah from the dining room and Muriel from the Christmas room
Correct.
and head
I'll
into the
grab
kitchen.
Delilah because I'm immune to Everett's charms. So
Well, Everett headed off to talk to somebody anyway.
No for me,
Also
please.
no, thank you.
Okay, so you convene in the kitchen. You can have a chat about what you found so far and what you think. I don't think I'm going to trigger the theorize just yet,
No.
but maybe you want to kind of
Exchange clues.
Yeah.
exchange clues.
I do feel like we're missing like a potential puzzle piece, like one thing to kind of really
Clinch it.
clinch something together.
There are two people we haven't talked to.
Yeah.
Or, we haven't talked to
Avery and Skylar. Yeah.
Thomas, Avery, and Skylar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy's passed out. Magdalena ran off with her Satan cards.
Yeah.
Carolina was the person who came in. We talked to Everett.
Yeah.
So Thomas, Avery, and Skylar.
Who are
Skylar is Everett's sister.
right.
Avery is their father.
Gotcha.
Caroline's husband.
Gotcha. Yeah. So this family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in either case, I had the potential suggestion of if we want, we could maybe talk to Thomas collectively, because I think the gold crown thing, we all have to be present. It's kind of like a group move.
Well, if we're doing that, we could gather sort of everyone and see who the dog reacts to.
Yeah. So we could do something like that where like, oh, we have a couple questions for the party and kind of go to the Christmas room or wherever they have decided to gather, and maybe we can use the dog and kind of trigger a gold crown and be like, this reminds me of the time so and so. That's a thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what other clues I can give you if there's anything else you want to.
The other thing we could do it in the Christmas room, because the Christmas room is also the only room we haven't actually checked for clues either.
That's true.
So maybe if we do this in the Christmas room, either someone or something might kind of manifest itself as a result of our move.
Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision for you guys. You're going to go back to the Christmas room, have a brief search, and then theorize and call everybody in.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so you head to the Christmas room and you want to do a search. So somebody is going to have to make a roll.
Okay. So could
Got
we
the
use...
best presence or reason? I don't know.
I've
Yeah,
got
reason
a 2
here.
to reason.
Okay. Do a...
I can do a search.
Because it's reasonable for you to search in this room.
Well, a good thing you got that good reason.
Yeah, so that's an 8.
You find hidden inside a paper mache sculpture of Frosty the Snowman a security camera.
Interesting.
However, you don't have anything to play the footage on, but that might be useful
Like a nanny cam?
later, like a nanny cam. Yeah. And I'm going to say you noticed something else as well. I know you only got an 8, but we're getting towards the end of the mystery. If one of you examines the gifts under the tree, you actually find that they're almost all for Chestnut.
Oh.
Twist.
All right.
Most of the gifts, in fact, are for Chestnut.
Chestnut gets a little bit excited when we bring him into
Yeah,
the
he's
Christmas room.
Pulling at the gifts, trying to get them open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All probably smells like
Does
there's bones.
the camera have like a flash card or whatever?
Yes.
I'll pull that out and
Okay.
keep that in case someone tries to destroy the camera.
Cool. Does anybody else want to do anything before we do a kind of theorize move?
We want to bring everyone in before we theorize and try and do the Gold Crown mystery move of like to get the dog to
Gotcha.
see
Yeah.
if that reacts to anyone.
Yeah.
Do we want to discuss what we think happened before we bring everybody in? Like, as players, do we want to metagame talk about?
That will happen when we do the theorize
Oh,
move.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we let Chestnut open one gift and see what's in there?
Sure.
Yeah, let's
Maybe that will wake him up a little bit because he is a bit sedated still. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I feel like somebody has to roll something for this, but
I'll roll. Roll for the dog to meddle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Meddling dog. Reason or presence? Presence.
Presents.
Okay.
Presents. Roll for presents.
7.
Chestnut kind of has started to perk up a little bit, and you let him down on the floor, and he snuffles around through all of the presents. And then as he's doing that, a ornament falls off the tree.
Oh.
And you can see that it is a Christmas ornament that mocks, I'm going to say Thomas. It's a Christmas ornament somehow making fun of Thomas. Chestnut rips into a present, and it's a dog bone.
It's like Thomas with like a little bindle sack on. I think it's made because he's poor now because he married the poor girl.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly that.
Thomas is a hobo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is Jimmy still passed out?
Yeah.
yeah. Jimmy's still passed out in the chair.
Oh, before we do anything else, can I do one more thing in this room?
Yeah.
Can I check Jimmy, like, over his personage? Like, give him a pat down?
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll to pat Jimmy.
Yeah. I feel like it wasn't Jimmy.
9.
It's 11.
Or, sorry, yeah. I know how to do math. Took a lot of allergy pills.
If it's reason, then it'd be 12 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find anything incriminating on Jimmy, but in one of his pockets you find a plane ticket to Rio de Janeiro.
Oh.
I don't know how
to
you're going to fit
Rio.
that in, but
Well,
I think you
those
guys
unpaid bills. We know
probably
one of them was
have
a plane ticket.
a lot of clues to go with. So I'm going to trigger the theorize move. You guys just have an open, kind of freewheeling discussion about the solution to the mystery. You've
Freewheeling, eh?
gathered a lot of clues, so if you can fit a number of them in, you'll be able to subtract that from the complexity. And once you kind of have reached a consensus, one of you will roll.
Okay. So I'm thinking that Amelia was poisoned. So I think she maybe was given something with poison. That's what that might have to do. What is this? A bundle of...
Racy Christmas
The
cards.
Christmas
Okay, I
cards.
feel like that's not relevant.
No, it just means that, like,
But
she had
the-
some lovers and stuff, but the bills
Yeah.
that were tucked inside are
Yeah,
the relevant
because
part.
who was it? Everett had mentioned that
Plane tickets.
Yeah,
Amelia's parents will be leaving. Yeah, so I feel like this is quite relevant too.
yeah.
Thomas was...
Thomas was cut.
Disinherited.
Yeah, disinherited. I don't know if this is really relevant.
You can move things around if you want.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to keep things in the rooms they were.
So
You can move suspects if you want, if you don't think that they're...
I feel like this is not also relevant because personally, I think, well, unless it's like its relevance is, I don't know, because the suspect was Jimmy, right? So Jimmy was
Right.
turned down for money, but I don't think that really points towards
But I feel like
Thomas.
they would all ask her for money and she would all have the same, she would always have the same answer. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether like, I wouldn't say that would be
I
like,
think that's
I don't think-
sort of relevant just in that I think that's relevant in I think the sense that there maybe isn't any money left.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think
But Thomas would know if there's no money left.
Thomas would know, yes.
Yeah.
But this is Jimmy asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy didn't know. He'd asked. That goes a stack of unpaid bills.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is Amelia's rejects of suspects' request for money.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think all of these are related. So I think Thomas was cut out, but he managed to get in on the like handling the money with Amelia. I think Thomas, his reasons for being cut out, which is the
love affair.
love affair.
I think this is also relevant. Just that.
Yeah.
Thomas'
I think,
poor Christmas ornament.
I think Thomas wanted to bankrupt the family, which I think he did, which is maybe the argument between the lawyers is that he signed stuff in Amelia's name. And that was her argument, was that she didn't sign. This is why are these unpaid bills? Like, well, you signed for all of these investments, which
She's like, I did
lost
not.
the money. She didn't.
Yeah.
However, if that was his plan, why would he have ended up killing her?
I think because she figured out that
She
she
figured
did the
out.
illegal thing. And
Because she also reads these books.
yeah. And so then
She's also
it's
a
just
fan.
like him, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't use the
Yeah.
Gold Crown Mysteries move on the theories,
Yeah.
but there is something else you can do.
So yeah, I think she found out and maybe even confronted him or
Yeah.
the lawyers did, right? So, and, threatened to go to the cops or whatever. And then I think he made the plan to kill her by poisoning her eggnog with like something from the wreath.
Okay.
I think the pills were to sedate Chestnut so that Chestnut wouldn't interfere. I think this is also relevant from because that's how we got the knowledge about
what's
his
that?
The yearbook.
The yearbook.
Oh, the
which was
knowledge
in the
of,
secret crawl space.
so the knowledge of the high school sweetheart.
So would the crawl space itself be count towards as a clue? This
How
was
many do you have counting so far? I gave you a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 7,
8,
9. Because I
10,
feel
11.
because I feel like this by itself is not a clue. This just is a clue that led to another clue.
I would agree.
Okay.
Okay.
We have 11 that are currently part
Okay,
of
so
Yeah.
that means
Yeah,
you currently
that's
have a
a-
+4 to roll,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is pretty good.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
things that we can look at to like prove Thomas is that just ideas. He might have a rash from the poison oak if he was getting the nightshade for her to ingest.
So I think what we could do potentially is, so we make the theorize roll, and basically depending on how this roll goes, that confirms whether or not we are like on the right track. And then we can then gather the party and we can confront them with what we have. And that's potentially when we can use our golden move and be like, you done it. And then maybe we can get like a confession or some sort of other thing that might pop into existence.
Yeah. I'm going to say that right now one of you gets a phone call. Which one?
I feel like I'm the most tech savvy to maybe have
Yeah.
my cell phone.
You get a phone call on your cell phone, and it is the local police.
Oh.
Just to let you know, because they were called a little while ago, just to see if you're there.
Sally, are you at the Hawthorne house?
We're breaking it wide open.
Okay, we'll be there in about 10 minutes. The road's still gotta be plowed, but just wanted to...
So you got
make
10
sure-
minutes to make a dramatic reveal right when the police walk in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And that was, I gave them a name. I can't find it.
Constable Pig.
Local detective person guy. Oh, I named them Detective Troy Barnaby. They're there. Okay.
Detective A. Cab.
So it sounds like you guys have a pretty good theory worked up. So it doesn't matter who rolls, but one of you, there's no bonus.
No bonus. Yeah.
Just roll plus the number of clues minus 7.
Which was 4.
Yep.
No.
Yep,
Yeah,
plus
4.
Plus
I'll
4.
roll 1 dice.
Okay, I'll roll the other one.
Okay.
That's 7 plus 4,
Is
which is an 11.
Okay. This is the correct solution. You gather everybody into the Christmas room, and Jimmy is still there. You gather everyone into the Christmas room because you can't move Jimmy.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Magdalena is like clutching her cross. Caroline looks exasperated. Everett standing over with Delilah. The other characters
holding
we
onto his
didn't
arm.
talk about are also there. And Thomas looks kind of nervous and he says, "What is this about? Did you figure out? I mean, we know what happened. She was strangled."
Was she?
Well, that might be what it appears to be the case, but we have discovered something different.
I'm going to say at this point, Chestnut runs over to Thomas and starts barking at him. And he's, "Oh, Go away. Go away.
You see, the dog's nose knows.
Fine. You know what? I should have inherited that money. It should have been me. But my parents, they were too old-fashioned to realize that being poor doesn't matter. I would have had the money. It would have been fine. But no, they didn't like her. So they gave everything to the next oldest, Amelia. And she, quite frankly, I didn't like her.
Maybe she wanted to leave everything to the dog.
Yes.
And he was like, hell no. And
Exactly.
bankrupted her instead.
Exactly. He basically admits everything and then makes a break for it.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'd like everyone to tell me what 3 objects are in this room. So I'm going to stop them.
3 objects in the Christmas room.
Yeah.
Christmas lights.
Oh, dang. That's what I was about to say.
Tinsel.
Okay.
It's kind of similar, yeah.
Giant candy canes.
Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull some of the lights off of like the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Or that. I'm going to use my multi-tool to strip the end of one of them. And I'm going to attach a bunch of tinsel to it real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to weight that end with the giant candy cane so that I have some insulation when I plug that back in, and then throw it at them like a taser dart.
Like the shock that this mystery was.
And suddenly,
It's a real Christmas shock.
Jingle bell shock.
Jingle bell shock.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Thomas is an old man and can't run very fast because you get him, you zap him, and he falls to the floor, and that's when the police burst in.
And now you're a murderer.
No, he's still alive.
He's still alive. It was just a small shock.
yeah.
See, the tinsel is actually resistant, so it lessens the shock.
So that is the end of the mystery. The police take away Thomas to be tried for the murder of his sister.
Poor Thomas.
And the rest of you can enjoy a nice glass of eggnog.
Making sure
Don't drink the eggnog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure the rum is not
I'm going to take Jimmy's flask.
That's probably safer.
I'm gonna
I mean, no one's touched these bar cars. I'm just gonna get some of the like nice. I'll find the nice whiskey in the back.
It's true. The bottles are still sealed. Mm-mm. And that concludes our mystery. However, there is a scene at the end.
Dun dun dun.
As you guys are leaving the house, I'm going to say Babs, hear whispering. Because you got this void clue. You hear whispering in the corner of the Christmas room. And you look back as you're leaving, and it seems like it's coming from Chestnut. But it's in a
What?
language that you don't understand.
Creepy.
So we fade to black, and then midnight. A group of hooded figures are standing on the beach. The moon is high in the sky, causing their eerily expressionless white masks to almost glow as they reflect the moonlight. They begin chanting strange words, first under their breath, and then louder and louder. Slowly a large, shadowy shape rises from the ocean, silhouetted by the moon. Fade to black.
Broke my bones again. Slow to healing.
That was Housewife and their song Bones, parentheses, God Like You. And in the middle of the episode, that was Kylie V and their song Catherine. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow Dungeon Punks on all of our socials or check out patreon.com/dungeonpunks. For as little as $5 a month, you can get early access to episodes, bonus monthly talkback episodes, deleted scenes, and, maybe a few more goodies. Dungeon Punks was produced by Kirk Hamilton for the Podcasts of Doom Network.